Well, hello everybody. This is Brett Darian here, and I hope everyone had an awesome Memorial Day weekend. It's hard to believe it's practically over now already, though. It's already Monday. But anyway, so yesterday I was at my mom's house, and I took home a lot of the vintage old PC software that she still had laying around. Well, I guess all this stuff is games. But yeah, these are games that I had as a kid that I played when we had our first computer. Our first computer was a ProGen. I remember it being a Pentium 2, 266 megahertz at the time which at the time wasn't too bad. It was decent, and yeah, it still played all these games, so it couldn't have been too bad. Um, but yeah, so the reason I have this stuff now is because I've been wanting to get like a vintage PC again. Of course I have my modern PC here that I built a couple years ago, but I have been having that itch now to mess with old Windows again, like Windows 98, maybe Windows XP, and play some of this old software again and stuff like that. So I've been searching for an old computer actually. And I went searching on like Facebook Marketplace and thrift stores and stuff, but it's like, well, it's kind of hit and miss there. So I went on eBay and I did end up getting a Dell laptop that's set up for dual boot. So it has both Windows 98 and Windows XP. So you can choose which one you want to boot into. And it should be decent enough for gaming, at least gaming of this era as well. It has 1 gigabyte of RAM. I think the CPU is made like a gig and a half or something, so it's not bad. So yeah, because of the holiday though, it'll probably be another week before I get it though. But I'll most likely do an unboxing video of that when I get it, so stay tuned for that. Because I look forward to getting it and playing around with it. But anyway, so let's get into this stuff here. This is a box of old PC games here. Luckily we just kept this stuff around. Luckily we didn't donate it or sell it or throw it away or anything. So I'm glad to still have this stuff. Now some of these games are games that I had as a kid. Others are more recent finds. But let's start with this one though. This is, let's see, right here. Yeah. So this is Toy Story Activity Center. I mean, this game was really awesome when I played it when I was a kid. I mean, just being able to interact with the Toy Story characters and play games with them was really fun. It was really awesome. And so yeah, I remember just being wowed by this game when I first played it. And I did 2 gameplay videos of this game, like, man, at least a decade ago. That may have been like 2010, 2011 or something. It's been a long time. But yeah, it's a really fun game. And yeah, highly recommend checking those videos out if you haven't seen them. And this one, the Toy Story animated storybook, right here. Now this, I'll never understand. This is my most viewed video on my channel. It's the gameplay video I did of this very game. This same copy right here. And like this, I mean, like, it has millions of views. And I don't understand why, but it's got millions of views. Of course, it's an old video. I put it up probably 2011, 2010, something like that. It's been over a decade ago. That's how long I've been doing this. But yeah, this is that copy of the game, and I mean, it's good, but again, don't know why it's gotten so many views. I mean, all the Toy Story videos have really been popular. There's also a Toy Story 2 Activity Center, which I actually don't have now. I just remembered that. I couldn't find that, unfortunately. But yeah, there was that version as well for Toy Story 2. And I know there's Toy Story 3 as well. There's a Toy Story 3 game on like the 360 and the PS3. And Toy Story Racer like on the PS1. But has there been any Toy Story 4 games though? I don't think there have been, but do let me know in the comments though if I'm wrong on that. But I don't remember seeing any games for Toy Story 4. Anyway, moving on. This is the Master School Bus. Explores the world of animals. And I did a gameplay video of this as well. And just like Toy Story, I'm just being able to interact with the characters from the show in the game is really cool. You know, Miss Frizzle and the kids and stuff. It's really, really awesome. And of course, the Magic School Bus is an awesome show. I watched it a lot as a kid. And yeah, you know, really, really fun way for, you know, kids to learn about science and geography and animals and stuff like that. And along those lines, here is the Magic School Bus explores the solar system. Now, I did not have this as a kid. This is a more recent find. Because after the Toy Story videos became really popular, I went out searching for other Disney games and other, like, you know, Activity Center games as well. And I did find a few of them, and they're in here. But this is also one of them, but I don't think I actually tried playing this one. And it says, interestingly, it says for distribution only with a new PC. So I guess this came with a PC back in the day. I'm not sure. But yeah, maybe we'll try that out one day. Next up, let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, this is Tarzan Activity Center. And this is another more recent find. I didn't have this as a kid. But yeah, Tarzan's a good movie. And yeah, the Activity Center, I'm not sure what all is in the game, because again, I haven't played it. I don't think I've played this yet. But yeah, we'll try it out. And let's see. And here is the animated storybook for Disney's Mulan. And I think I did a gameplay video of this, but I mean, I'm not into Mulan as much as Toy Story, but I think I did do a video on this. I'm pretty sure I did. Okay, next up here. Oh yeah. Okay, these are two games that I had as a kid. This one is Thinking Things Sky Island Mysteries. And I think I did a video on this on well. I think I did a video of this as well. It's a fun game for kids. And Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? I played this a lot as a kid. I didn't really watch the show. That wasn't on PBS, I guess, by the time I was, you know, of age. But I did watch the Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego PBS show, and I really liked that one too. But I really like this game. It's a good way to learn geography. Alright, here's a game that's not edutainment. This is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the 3rd edition. Now, this is a more recent one. I know I had the 1st edition and the 2nd edition years ago when I was much younger. But I couldn't find those, so I don't know what ended up happening to those games. But this is the 3rd edition, and it also has downloadable questions as well, although I'm sure you can't download them anymore. But yeah, I mean, this game show was pretty popular back in its time, and I did remember watching it sometimes, and yeah, so it was cool, just for some fun trivia. It's cool to play these games. Of course, now there's versions of that game too, I think, on the Wii and the 360. I think they all had their own ports on it. And this one, this one's You Don't Know Jack. I'm actually not sure why I bought this, because I didn't really watch the show. In fact, I really wasn't even aware of You Don't Know Jack until more recently. So I definitely didn't have this as a kid. Now here's just a couple of games that are in some envelopes, unfortunately. They're kind of crammed in here. Not the best way to store games, but this actually has a couple of games. This one... This is interesting. I'm wondering what this game actually is. This is the Tarzan action game. Now, I know there's a Tarzan game on the GameCube, but I don't know if this is that same game. It might be a different game. But I'm hoping it is like a port of the Tarzan game that's on the GameCube, but it may not be. And it does have its manual here. So, and it kind of tells you what the game's about. This is Disney's action game Tarzan, the only 3D PC action game that lets you take control of Tarzan, the ultimate jungle hero. Yeah, so still pretty cool. I haven't played it, though. I don't think I have actually played this on the PC anyway. But I will now as soon as I get that old laptop. And next up here is, well, here's Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. Now this, I don't think I've played this actually. This isn't like I didn't have this as a kid. I only had the Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego game. I didn't have this as a kid. But I don't think I even tried this one. But this comes on 2 discs too, weirdly enough. So I'm not sure why it's on 2 CDs, but I guess I'll find out. All right, and okay, there's 2 more here. This is pretty cool. This is Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, the action game for PC. I think this is the exact same game that's on the Dreamcast. So really cool to have the PC version of that game. I know that the Dreamcast version is a little bit more hard to find. Well, it's probably not easy to find this either, but I'm not sure where I found this at. I guess it was at a thrift store. And yeah, so really cool to have this version of Buzz Lightyear Star Command. And finally, this is the last game. Probably one of my, if not my favorite game, my favorite PC game from my childhood, and that is Operation Weather Disaster. Played this game a lot. I'm kind of a weather nerd. I always keep tabs on the weather. I'm always watching the weather reports. So having a game, that teaches you about weather and actually puts you in the hot seat of weather events is really, really cool. So I really enjoyed this game as a kid. There is a sequel to this game too, I believe. I never played that one, but I think you can download it now free as shovelware or something, and you can probably do the same thing with this game as well. But yeah, really, really fun games. Unfortunately, I never beat this game because if you watch my playthrough of this game, you'll see that the end boss is just... I don't know. I don't know if my game is bugged or something, but it just seems to be impossible to beat. So I'm not really sure what's wrong with my copy of the game. Alright, well now I have one last thing to show you guys, and that's... Well, this is really why I got that vintage PC in the first place, or why I am getting it. And that's because I found this. This is Pinnacle Studio Movie Box. USB. So essentially what this is that it's a device that allows you to hook up your old analog video sources, whether it be a camcorder or a VCR or something like that. Anything that's analog video, you can connect to this and hook it up to your PC and make a copy of that, make a digital copy of it on your hard drive on your PC. Now, there are many ways to do this, especially today, but some are better than others. And I am really curious how well this works, since I think this Pinnacle company is what eventually turned into Dazzle. So it should be alright, at least. It should work pretty well. And but I could not get this to work on Windows 10 or Windows 11 because my modern laptop is Windows 10. But there is no driver for this for Windows 10 or Windows 11, so this will not work with modern Windows. There is a driver, I think, for 32-bit Windows 7 and Windows Vista, but most versions of Windows now are all 64-bit, so it won't work with it. So you have to have either a copy of Windows XP, or it'll also work with Windows 98 as well. But Windows XP, I think, is recommended. And yeah, so I'm going to be using this with that laptop when I get it, and I'll be making a video on that as well to see what results I get with this. So stay tuned for that. Maybe another couple of weeks or so, I'll have a video out on this very thing. So that's something to look forward to, something to look out for in the next couple of weeks. A couple other videos on on this as well as the laptop when I get it. And I may even try doing a couple of gameplay videos of some of these games that I haven't done videos on yet, because I should be able to do direct capture footage from the laptop, actually, because the laptop does have a VGA output, and I now have an OSSC Pro, which has a VGA input. So I can use that to upscale to 1080p and do a gameplay video of it. So we'll see how that works out. But until then, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next time.